Hey folks, welcome, thanks for joining me. I'm just over here doing some decorating. Yeah, I've got all these mugs here waiting. These are all raw. No bisque fire, these are just, they've been here for some time actually. I'm just trying to get them through the kiln. So I'm getting, I'm set up here with my brushes, my oxides, my iron oxide and my cobalt. Of course they're not just pure iron oxide or pure cobalt, they are mixtures of the iron oxide is synthetic red iron oxide 75%, red clay, red terracotta clay 25%. The cobalt is 25% cobalt, 25% red iron oxide, 25% manganese dioxide, 25% dry crushed porcelain clay body. Those are the two recipes that I use on this cup which I've got in front of me here, which has got a tea bag in, but I mean you'll see that basically the two, you see the iron there and you see the blue. The blue, I don't want a bright blue, I want a kind of grey slate type blue. That's why we doctor up the cobalt so it's not quite so potent. This is of course fired cone 10 in reduction. I just started decorating and I came across a bird. A bird has been in this studio when my back was turned, because also I see evidence here. Must have flown in one day and got trapped in here, couldn't get out. Poor blighter. But anyway, so there we have it. I've got to touch that up. That's my next job right now. So actually what I'm doing is just over here in my box of brushes and spatulas. Do you have a box of brushes and spatulas? So these are all stuff I see sometimes when I'm out shopping in shops, It's so cheapo. It's all cheap stuff, there's nothing fancy here. You see this kind of thing, don't you, for sale in places like Ross's and such. These kind of guys. What else have we got down here? Here we go, look. Brush value pack. So you've got lots of the basically kind of nylonish type brushes. Yeah, anyway, I won't beat about the bush. All I want is, yeah, that'll do. That guy there will do. They're quite sort of fine and nice, Let's get that tripod. Just got to organise myself here a minute. Just put this on the tripod here a minute. Yeah, I got the glaze there. So bit more light. So but basically, I was hoping I could just scrape that bit of bird shit off, but it went right down and through to the clay, so I had to scrape it. So just got some glaze here. This is always the case, when you're working, you have to touch up things as you go, naturally. So basically I'm just going to probably build this up in a few layers actually. I'm just want to put it on and kind of Alright, that'll do for the minute. I'll come back to that. Meanwhile, we'll go back over here to my decorating bench. Yeah, have a go at doing some brush decoration. You know, it's not that difficult. Yeah, it's not that difficult. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You may laugh at that, but that's true actually. I'm not gushing with talent, you know, it's just, I'm just an ordinary guy, you know. So when you pick up a piece, you want to look to see if there are any glaze runs. Occasionally, you know, there is a little bit of a glaze run. Now, that doesn't matter in some cases, but in other cases, it's not desirable, you know. So just according to what you want, you know, in your studio. Some people like lots of runs, you know, but for me it doesn't work because I'm doing brush decoration here and I don't really want a lot of competing runs. So just got to get the consistency of the pigment right. Here, that it's not too watery, neither is it too claggy and thick, you know. You want it to flow off the end of the brush, don't you? Okay, so what I do is, because at the moment I'm doing these foxgloves, I want to make sure the foxglove is opposite the handle. So a little trick that I do, not really a trick, but so when I look to see where the handle is, and then I make a little mark, a little nick with my nail there, you see, that I can see, but it won't come out later it won't come out after the firing, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now I'm going to do a freehand decoration here. Now sometimes these work well, sometimes they don't work so good. So just you know, hold your breath. See, sometimes the flow of pigment it doesn't always flow. Each time it can be a bit different. Like, you know, I mean, like so many things that we do, it's muscle memory, isn't it? You've got to build muscle memory. The first time you do it, you see, you haven't got any muscle memory really. So, you know, you have to develop the muscle memory as you go. And you'll get better and better at it, you see, as you build the muscle memory. And how do you get muscle memory? Well, you just get it by repeat, don't you? Repeat, repeat, repeat. So after I've done a decoration, I'll look at it and I may take a knife like this and I may just tweak it here and there. Not too much, you know, just... So I've got here some cobalt, you see, I'm just trying to get that. I don't know if you can see that over there. Are you in the picture? Am I in the picture? Yeah, kind of. So not only is there the placement like that, but there's also the placement up and down where you want the decoration to be. You don't want it to be too low down, and you want it to be just about in the right spot, you see. Now that's can be a bit subjective. What is the, well, where is the right spot, Simon? You know, I need to know the details. I can't tell you that. That's a little bit down to your personal. Okay, so I've got to do four strokes of the brush now with this cobalt. Let's go. So. It doesn't matter, you see, that they're different. I mean, not everyone is going to be identical. It's impossible. We're doing them by hand, you see. So, but although they are individually done by hand, and they are all unique, each one is different. If you look at them, when you look at them all together, you see the three of them there, they look pretty much the same, don't they? Okay, so first of all I look there where the handle is and I make a little mark there. That's so because when the leaves come down, they come down to sort of like a focal point, don't they? So I want to get that in the right. If I just put the mark there, then I've got something to aim at, you see. It's pure rocket science, I tell you. Okay, so. Oh. That was a bad one. I mean, I'm happy that you could see that. You see, that didn't really go as I wanted it to. Part of it is, you know, of course, I'm doing it on camera, so I'm sort of a little bit conscious of. So I'm not nervous, but I'm used to doing it, but I'm talking as well, you see. Now that one, take that one for example. You see, this stroke came down too far, really. Now you could argue, well, what does it matter? It doesn't really. So now I've scraped it a little bit, you see, it's a little. These are some of the finer details, you know, I mean, that when you start, you know, doing brush decoration. Put some good music on while you do it, it helps. Good bit of instrumental, yeah. Let me just go and have a look at that one over here when we were doing that. Okay, I think when that's dry, I'll just lightly rub it, you see. Okay, see if I can be a bit better. something, you see, when you take the brush and you do it one time, that's all you really want to do is one time, but it doesn't always work like that, you know, in reality. And then you've got to go back again, you know, and it's always a bit unsatisfactory like that sometimes. There's certain factors you see that come into play. For example, the surface, of course, because these are raw glaze, by the way, but the surface of glaze is powdery, isn't it? So the powdery nature of the texture of the glaze, when you apply the pigment, doesn't always allow for it to just flow as you want, because as the brush touches the pot is sucking the juice, sucking the juice from the brush, you know, sucking the pigment out of the brush. Which doesn't allow for the flow that you wanted it to be. You get a bit of pigment on your fingers, and then it transfers to the pot. That's another thing you've got to watch for. Come on. Be careful as you hold the pot, you see where your fingers actually touch. You don't want to smudge, because it can easily smudge at this stage. Well, these mugs are going to be in the next firing, which is going to be... I'm trying to get it to go for tomorrow, but I don't think I've got any pots on my Etsy shop at the minute. So if you're wondering, if you want pots from me, you're going to have to just write to me. Because keeping that Etsy shop populated and everything I'm not very good at doing it, I'm afraid. Doesn't mean I haven't got any pots. Just write to me, say, hey Simon, I want to buy some pots. What have you got? And I can give you an answer. I'm actually wanting to go the way of away from PayPal, away from Etsy. I want to go a different route, you know. I don't find them very satisfactory. I want to go more direct selling, direct to the person who wants to buy, rather than having to go via these kind of corporate groups who want to siphon off your money. So if you want pots from me, just please write to me. And I'll maybe sell them direct through YouTube, you know. Okay. Well, there you go. There's a bit of decoration for you. If you want to come on a workshop, check a schedule on the website. Right, I've got to carry on doing these, and I've got more to do over there and over there and over there. Stuff that's all waiting. So hey, thanks for joining me, folks. Keep practicing. Write to me. Let me know what you're doing, how you're getting on. Send me some photos of your work. Okay, hasta la vista.